This week on A-Way Outdoors, Greg hunts Michigan for a big whitetail buck. Then he takes a moment to share some tips about calling deer during all stages of the season. Greg will also take some time out to help you answer some questions you might have about your invention.
He is beautiful, Dad.
A-Way Outdoors is brought to you by the Whitetail Institute, Outdoor Edge Knives, Shadow Hunter Blinds, Swarovski Optics, Hunter Safety Systems, Muzzy, Matthews, Quickie Quiver, Ameristep Marine Automated Docks, Larry's Taxidermy Studio, Attack Track, Botswana's Bow Hunting Supplies, Northwoods Bear Products, St. Joe River Bows, Mike Avery's Radio Show, Whites, American Digger Magazine, NST Civil War Magazine, and A-Way Hunting Products, innovative hunting products for today's hunter.
That is a big buck hitting this. This is something you'd normally see out west that an elk attacks. Look how big. Look at the big branch he knocked off. He knocked that branch right off of there. Well, there are some big bucks running around here, and hopefully we'll catch up with them. That gets me excited. Well, it's a nice cold morning. The deer are really starting to move. They've been seeing a 10-pointer here. My uncle tried to get a shot at it and got a little excited and didn't get the shot off, so I'm hoping to see him maybe. After my daughter Alyssa got that big 8-pointer early in the year, it took the pressure off me, so I'm waiting for a nice one. There's some does right there. We can get deer traveling from any direction. We got the tall tine tubers, a very small food plot, planted off to my right. We got a narrow strip of a planting we done last year. There's still some growth coming in there, so they're hitting that. They're getting the acorns in the woods. There's a lot going on, and the food supplies are getting less and less. So the deer are moving better. You still got signs of the rut happening. It's an exciting time to be out here. Here comes some deer right now. Oh, that's a buck. That's a good buck. That's a shooter.
After the break, we'll see if this big 8-point gives Greg the right shot. The Dual Grunner, 4 realistic adjustable tones for all season calling. Converts from hands-free operation to handheld operation in seconds. In-hill activation will not freeze. If you want a deer call that really calls in deer, you want the Dual Grunner. This portion of A-Way Outdoors brought to you by this fine sponsor. You have a hunting product invention and don't know who to turn to? Fred and Greg have been in the hunting product business for over 25 years and will guide you through the idea stage to production and marketing. Act on your idea or else someone else will come up with the same thing.
Oh, deer scattering everywhere. Well, he didn't go right down, but then again, I was aiming right at the crease of the shoulder, so. Now, my dad had to have heard that shot. I'm sure he'll be by real soon here. That was a nice tall buck. Well, wait for my dad to get here and go find some blood.
I can't congratulate till we see it. Oh, he's a beauty. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, nice buck. Good track job, Freddie. Good spot, too.
Wow, I seen him coming. I knew he was tall. And I was thinking, is this a shooter? And then when I got a good look at him, I go, oh yeah, I didn't hesitate. That was good tracking.
Good job.
Thank you, brother.
Good job.
Thank you. Boy, am I excited. Well, I offered the Chinese buffet to my uncle and my brother. My brother's, he calculated, let's see, $7. I want to do it for 50, he says. My uncle, he says, your dad still owes me for 6 of them. It's your fault you didn't pay him.
I thought I forgot.
He's not senile. Got to do my own work now. I'm going to use the swing blaze here. I'm sure you're very familiar with this. You've seen it on this show. I'll zip them open with this side, and then I'll do the work with this side. Got to do my work now. Someone's got to do it. There ain't no one else left in camp. Even Alyssa's too smart for me. Well, today I'd like to talk about deer calling. Deer make many vocalizations, and to be honest with you, there's no one secret call that's gonna bring them in every time. Deer hunting's just like fishing. You cast that lure, you try different lure. Sometimes them fish bite, sometimes they don't. But the times they bite, obviously it makes you very happy. That's how your deer calling works. That's how deer scents work. Deer decoys, same thing. You're just casting out a lot of lines in hopes of bringing that buck in. Deer make different sounds. You have social calling, which they communicate year-round, and you have rutting buck calling that they do obviously during the rut. Your social deer calling is much more soft and subtle. If you were hunting early season, early October, or earlier than that, you'll hear them deer walking through the woods giving out soft grunts. And I'm going to demonstrate some of that deer calling. The dual grunter is a deer call that you can use just like you would conventionally, with a tube, with a lanyard that you're probably more familiar with, or hands-free. It's a quick conversion. You take the mouthpiece off, you put the rubber tube on, and now I can wear this on my body and be totally hands-free. This pins up here, and the call portion pins down on your side. The deer calling itself, we'll start with the social calling. I like using a doe setting. Most deer calls have settings. Our bow grunter and dual grunter both have fawn, doe, buck, dominant buck by moving this O-ring right here. I'm going to put it on a doe setting for my early season calling. I'm going to take the extender tube off. This is how I run my deer call during the season, early season. You have to picture that mother and the daughter or the grandmothers, they're communicating the whole time. I really like the doe setting because it's non-threatening.
When we return, we'll get some more helpful tips on calling deer. This portion brought to you by ScentWeb, the quick and easy way to apply scents. ScentWeb is biodegradable, time-released, and lasts longer than liquid scents. To find out more, go to our website or give us a call today. This portion of A-Way Outdoors brought to you by this fine sponsor.
The Whitetail Institute of North America, where research equals results. Call today and we'll send you our Producing Trophy Whitetails DVD and 6 sample seed packs. Free. All you pay is $7.50 shipping and handling.
very realistic, just like that deer in the woods. A lot of people think that you can't call in deer until the rut begins or the pre-rut begins. That's totally false. They won't come running in and charging a lot of times, but they'll come in out of curiosity. You're drawing on their social curiosity to know who is there. Because remember, deer are territorial. They live within a certain region, and they have a need to know who's this new voice. Who is that new voice? I want to come check it out. And by using a doe setting, that is a mother figure. You're never going to scare deer away. You're going to bring them in out of curiosity. Now, when the pre-rut begins, that's when they just start making the scrapes. I'll tell you, I knocked the socks off them deer, them bucks, by putting it on a buck setting, not the dominant, but just the buck. I still like using the call without the extender tube. I don't want to become too loud and deep. I still want to be soft, subtle, non-threatening. And by using a young buck setting, I'm not intimidating nobody. If there is a dominant buck in the area, he's going to come in wanting to beat up this young guy. If there's another young buck in there, he wants to come see who this is, and maybe he could spar with him a little bit. I like the short grunts. Again, non-threatening. You notice that's a little deeper than what the doe sound was, but not as deep as a big throaty dominant buck. Again, you're not working on intimidation. It's more subtlety, and I find this to be way more effective. I call in deer left and right using the call just like this without the extender tube on. Picture that buck walking through the woods. You give that first grunt, he stops. Where did that come from? Second grunt, okay, it's out here somewhere. Third grunt, he pinpoints it, and a lot of times he'll come right at you. Other times, I actually filmed this one trophy buck. Took him 20 minutes to come in. If I didn't see it for myself in sparsely open woods, I would have never known what big bucks do. I grunted to him, I got his attention, and I seen him circle. He took 20 minutes. He'd go stand 5 minutes in one spot, and he'd go downwind to wind check me. Fortunately, I was using scent web, and I told him with his ears that there was a deer there. When he got downwind, his nose confirmed it. That buck came in, and I was able to harvest him. I'll start off soft. I'll get louder, louder, until he finally acknowledges me. When he turns his head, he got his ears up. He's telling me, yep, I hear you. And sometimes he'll come running in. Other times he'll ignore it. Sometimes he'll just take his time, circle around, and then come in. Now, a lot of people wonder about the fawn bleats. You could certainly do a fawn bleat on this call. This is typically done up here in the north during the late season in December when the second estrus takes place. A lot of people don't realize it, but 30 to 50% of doe fawns that are born in the spring will actually breed this time of year. This is a good time to do that fawn bleat. And you can hear the difference with the extender on and the extender off. If you want it just a little deeper, like an older fawn, I would leave the extender on. If you want to sound like a younger fawn, you could take it off. Now, when bucks are chasing does, I'm going to change my calling just a little bit. You've got your trailing grunts, and you have to picture this buck leaping, and with each leap, he's making a grunt. And when he catches up to that doe, he does a tending grunt. And he's asking her, are you ready to breed? So a typical sequence when the chase is going on, I'm going to do the trailing grunts followed by a tending grunt. I guarantee you, if there's a big boy in the neighborhood and he hears this young guy messing with his wife on his territory, he's going to be very upset. So there's a couple pointers that can help you out on your next hunt. Good luck. Hi, welcome to A-Way Outdoors. In this segment, we're going to talk about inventions. Many of you have some excellent inventions out there and just haven't acted on them. The thing that I like to prevent is people that come up with an idea only to say, you know, I thought of that idea 5 years ago and there it is on the store shelf. I didn't do nothing with it. And that's the difference of success and failure. I try to help people prevent that. It's also a good idea if you're going to go through any invention place to do a little research through the Better Business Bureau. You'll be shocked. I get a lot of people that go through my consultations, and they tell me that they spent $10,000 to $15,000 and they got nowhere. So make sure you check that out if you're going to go to something outside of the hunting industry with your invention.
When we get back, Greg answers common questions about the invention process. Closed captioning for A-Way Outdoors brought to you by this fine sponsor.
Outdoor Edge offers the highest quality hunting knives, combo sets, and butcher kits. Each knife holds a razor's edge to make field dressing and home processing easier. Ask your dealer for Outdoor Edge knives or visit our website at OutdoorEdge.com.
You're going to need some kind of patent protection before you approach another company. Probably 60-70% of the people that go through the consultations wish to work a deal with an existing company. And that's a good goal to have if you don't have time to market yourself or you don't have the finances. But you still need minimum protection. You just calling up a company and saying, hey, I got a thought in my head, just give me a little bit of money and we'll work out a deal, that's not going to happen. Typically, they like you to have some protection. If they're going to pay you money, they like that piece of paper saying that they have the rights to this idea. And it don't cost that much. I know money's tight in this economy, but a lot of times what I recommend during one of my consultations is a provisional application. Those don't cost much. It'll buy you 1 year's protection, and in that 1 year, it allows you to do tweaking to your idea. You might have the concept down, but maybe you don't quite have the mechanics. The provisional is nice because it gives you protection on the concept itself. And within that 1 year, you're going to have the market survey done where you're going to know if it's worth pursuing and going into production before you mortgage the farm, so to speak. You really need to be careful too, because a lot of people want to do it themselves. They want to go kind of like seat of the pants or wing it. And let me assure you, none of your experiences can prepare you for working and negotiating with a company that's established in the hunting market. It's not like when you negotiate at a garage sale or selling cars. You need to know what's standard in the industry before you work those royalty agreements with these companies or attempt to. Most people just think, well, I'll just work out a percentage with the company. They don't know what's out there. They don't know the negotiating tools that they have and the protection they should have. A lot of them just come up with a number and they think they're good, just a percentage of the sales. Oh, what if the sales aren't what you want? If the company you're working with sent you the agreement, let me assure you it's probably in their favor. So there's certain things you need to look for. You've got negotiating tools, and it's not only the percentage of sales, but it's the minimum performance agreement, which if after 1 year it's not satisfying a certain dollar amount, you can back out of the contract. What I tell people is it's your lack of knowledge that will really kill you, and you'll have regrets later. It's better to know things going in. People really get excited when a company's interested in their item. They're so eager to work a deal that the company passes along a contract and they just sign the dotted line and they have no idea what they've gotten into. My father and I started 25 years ago with one turkey call, and we started out of my house. And we've grown it. We've come up with our own inventions, and we've added to our line. That's not a bad thing either, to go at a slower pace until you learn the industry a little bit better. Then you can start bringing in more products and more products. Certainly we're not the largest hunting company in the country, but you know what? We are successful. And we've been in every single big hunting box store that there is, every single big chain store. And I consider that very successful. It's how I've made my living, and it's my sole income. So if I can do it, you can do it. I definitely have that roadmap from concept of idea to national distribution. It's nothing you can't do if you've got the desire. You need to have time. You don't have to be rich to pursue this. Hopefully I've given you a few tips anyway that can help you with your new invention. If you want to find out a little bit more, visit our website at awayhunting.com. You stay tuned. A-Way Outdoors will be right back.
How you doing? Bob Ransom with Ameristep, and I'd like to show you our new Razor blind. It's a compression hub blind. It's got big windows that wrap all the way around, shoot through mesh screens. One of the very nice things that about this blind is we brag about it being 8 pounds with 8-second setup. So this is a rain fly that you just take off, and this will allow you to see the compression style hub. And it's one hub. Simply push it down, pull it together. Now you'd bring your legs up. This will all go right back into the pack. Again, 8 pounds in 8 seconds. To set it up, I'm going to draw it much like a bow. Nice and easy. Draws, completely set up. It's got a great big door. It can seat 2 people inside of it very comfortably. Again, our new Razor blind from Ameristep. Find out more about this blind and the selection that we have with all the other blinds as well. Visit Ameristep.com.
A-Way Outdoors is brought to you by the Whitetail Institute, Outdoor Edge Knives, Shadow Hunter Blinds, Swarovski Optics, Hunter Safety Systems, Muzzy, Matthews, Quickie Quiver, Ameristep Marine Automated Docks, Larry's Taxidermy Studio, Attack Track, Botswana's Bow Hunting Supplies, Northwoods Bear Products, St. Joe River Bows, Mike Avery's Radio Show, Whites, American Digger Magazine, NST Civil War Magazine, and A-Way Hunting Products, innovative hunting products for today's hunter. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Remember, you can hook up with Greg, Fred, and the entire A-Way team at facebook.com/A-Way Hunting. We've also hooked up with the sportsmen in North America, and we'll be giving away hunts, ATVs, and a whole lot more. Just go to awayhunting.com for giveaway details. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.